All right. So the first question on the AMA is DeFi dead? I would say no. I mean, stock doesn't infinitely or indefinitely go up because for perspective, I would go to DeFi Pulse, right? So if we go to DeFi Pulse, which is pretty much the coin market cap, looking at the amount of money flowing into DeFi, it is not dead, right? We have over $10 billion now in DeFi. So I mean, to say it's dead is overkill. Um, Bill, any comments?
Okay, so DeFi is not dead. Okay, um, so let's try the PowerPoint and see what I can get going on here. DeFi is not dead, but the question is, how do you invest and make money in DeFi?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the question.
So basically,
right.
Are there still gains in DeFi? Is a better question, I think.
Right. In other words, you know, like here is, okay. Here's something about DeFi sentiment. So this is from Don Alt on crypto. Mm-hmm. Basically, in the beginning, nobody talked to him about DeFi. Then a couple people did. Then 5 to 10 people came to him at the top, and now he's still getting 3 to 5 inquiries per day. And he's cautioning people at the bottom about being late to the party. And the final line, which really got my attention, is don't think that strategy of being late to the game and people kind of scamming you works without retail around. Okay. So be careful of traps. Be careful of going, the age of, DeFi. I think that part of it's over. And I think you've got to find quality plays. I was actually looking at something like Compound. All right. Now, the other thing you have to remember, especially with regulators on the warpath, is this comes from a very interesting thread that says the regulators will not turn a blind eye to DeFi, right? They will look at, money laundering regulations. And the final line, it says they've shown the long arm that the U.S. Department of Justice has. Okay. So what does that mean? That means, be super careful about anything that goes, wow, we're so decentralized. We're untouchable. Guess what? Nobody's untouchable after BitMEX.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that is interesting about DeFi is that anybody that's transparent or maybe high quality, like for example, Compound trades on Coinbase. So anybody who makes their way to Coinbase might be more viable long-term. Also, I was thinking just conceptually, Polkadot, because Polkadot and maybe even Kusama are talking about kind of like DeFi 2.0. And if DeFi 2.0 has KYC and AML, then this whole trade could be done all over again. A whole new set of coins that does KYC AML could start mooning. So it's almost like DeFi could have like an offspring, right?
Yeah.
And we could do the whole thing again in a regulatory friendly manner.
Okay, now I think one article I came across from the blog Crypto, just give me a second as I pull this up here, because DeFi is not dead, but I think with what's happening from a regulation standpoint with BitMEX, I mean, because that was pretty nerve-wracking actually. For those who don't know, recommend going and checking out this article from New York Times. And so BitMEX made itself a haven for hackers and illegal transactions is basically what they're being charged for, right? But what I missed, they've made arrests already, right? So if we go here, Mr. Reed was arrested in Massachusetts on Thursday. while the other three men remained at large. Because this part, I don't know, they're actually locking them up. I mean, because I thought that they were just like served them papers, but wow, right? I mean, so that means they're looking to arrest Arthur Hayes. Wow, I mean, that's pretty crazy. And then there was this article from the blog Crypto. This is actually from September, and it's basically talking about how these other lawyers on Twitter think that Uniswap's token is a security. So to kind of piggyback on what Bill was talking about, I think regulators will come after DeFi, but right now we have 1 month until the election. So I think there'll be a cleaning of the house. New people will come in, and hopefully whoever comes in with a more lenient, more friendly strategy, or I would say just regulation towards crypto. So hopefully this is just kind of like their last big hurrah before they end up changing jobs. But yeah, I mean, it is pretty crazy. With BitMEX, I mean, they let US people on board without doing much, and they didn't have KYC, and they're saying that they could face up to 5 years in jail for each charge, which is pretty insane. I mean, hopefully this doesn't turn into one of those big events in crypto, like what happened with Dread Pirates, was his name, the guy for Silk Road. Hopefully, I mean, I don't want to see Arthur Hayes in jail, because I don't think that would be good for crypto or any of the BitMEX founders. Obviously, I know lots of traders have made jokes about them and how they wreck people, but I think if they go in jail, that could cause a huge crash. Actually, I'm curious to see what Bill thinks about this, because the big events that have caused crashes in crypto were the Mt. Gox hack. I know so many people who were early in crypto, but once they got hacked on Mt. Gox, they left crypto for like the next 3 years and never looked back until the next bull run. And I think if something like that comes in, if regulators go after BitMEX and they throw founders in jail, that's going to stifle innovation in America. Nobody's going to want to touch any American crypto user ever again, or at least for a while. I mean, they already try to block them, but it's something that if all the founders in DeFi and the crypto space realize that they could go to jail, not just like a slap on the wrist or a fine, but going to jail, I think that's going to stifle innovation. So I don't think it's good for the space. Charles says CZ is next on the list. Goodbye, Binance. LOL. I mean, I don't think CZ will go to jail. I mean, I think he has. First of all, he's not American. Then they now have Binance US, which is regulated in the US. So they've done, I think, a better job when it comes to regulation and compliance than BitMEX has. But yeah, that's kind of our take. So tell us what you think. So the question was, is DeFi dead? And we ended up kind of talking about lots of things. But tell us what you think down in the comments below.